Okay.
Alrighty. Now we're good to go.
Okay. So I guess I will just go ahead and start with myself and kind of what I've been through in the past couple months from starting
Hold on,
Plexus.
pause really quick. Really quick, as you guys are hopping on, let us know in the chat who invited you and where you guys are from. Because the girls are going to do a drawing at the end of the call. So let us know who you are, who invited you to this call, and where you guys are from. Alrighty. Sorry, Hannah, go for it.
No, you're good. Take it away, Brittany. So I started Plexus a couple months ago. Marissa had asked me multiple times, and I was like, no, I work out. I don't need that. I don't want to do that. But still at night, like after eating dinner, I would just feel bloated, and I just didn't, I just never felt great at the end of the night, even after working out. And I would try to eat healthy, and at night I just seemed to like binge eat because I mean, what else do you do at night? So I finally took the leap. It was right before Christmas, and I finally said, yes, fine, I'll join, I'll start it. And she was like, you know what? If you find 3 friends, you make $350. And I was like, okay, I can find 3 friends. I can try these supplements out. I'll want more energy. I'm a mom of a 2-year-old, so I am busy all the time with him. And my husband is a firefighter, so I say I'm a single mom every third day because he is gone. He works 24-hour shifts, so I work full time as well. So having energy is super important. And I just always felt like I needed caffeine, and I drank Cokes all the time, and nothing was ever enough. So I started with the triplex combo, and I loved it. I started feeling better. I started going to the bathroom regularly, where I struggled with that. And just I didn't feel as bloated as not at night, and my energy levels were better. I was being nicer to my husband probably. And it just all around, it just helped me so much. And then shortly after I got the triplex combo, I wanted the active, and then I wanted to start trying other supplements. I love the active. Anytime I talk to anyone about Plexus, I'm like, if you want to try anything, try the active. Gives me energy. I drink a half of one, and it gets me through the day. And I've just added the supplements in with working out, and it's just changed my mood, my bloating, my energy levels. It just helps so much. I've also, I ranked to a senior silver at the end of the month. And Marla, I am not in healthcare, and I'm not necessarily a fitness instructor. Alyssa and I could not find a fitness instructor. I had reached out to someone, and she could not make it on the call. But I love fitness. I'm super passionate about fitness. I think that it's just really, people think, let me just do a bunch of cardio for the day, and all that'll be fine. And I just think strength training is really important. And I love working out. I started working out from home a little over a year ago, and it's changed my life with being consistent, because when you have kids, it's hard to make it to the gym, spend an hour at the gym, drive back and forth. And I found that working out from home, it works really well, especially if you're a mama. So I told Alyssa, I said, sure, I will talk about my testimony, even though I haven't been doing it very long. But I love Plexus. I love fitness. I've been jumping on the calls. I'm going to do a live video on Friday of workouts. So I've been doing that as well, even though week before last, I did my first live working out. And I was like, Marissa, I've never done this, but I guess I'll do it for you. So
But you did great.
I liked it a lot. So
yeah. So sorry I hopped on late, y'all. When you're trying to be somewhere on time and you think you have all your ducks in a row, and then all your ducks go swimming somewhere else. That's what happened to me tonight. Okay. But yes, Hannah, I think you should be a fitness instructor. I mean, just from the little bit I know you, you're like very dedicated, and I think you could motivate some other people. Maybe you should look into that.
I would love to do it. I just got to sell some more Plexus and do some more Plexus, and then I can do it.
Yeah,
Follow my
that could be your
dreams.
long term.
That's right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes, definitely a goal.
Sweet. I love that. So on our call tonight, we have Cynthia and Adriana. Did I say that right, Adriana?
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to share first? I see that you're unmuted. Can you just tell us, I know that you're a nurse and I found you through Instagram. Thank you, Instagram hashtags. But I'm a nurse as well. And if there's some time left at the end, I'll share, but most of the other people on here know my story. So just tell us like where you work now, and then what made you start Plexus, and how does that help you in your job as a nurse?
So yes, my name's Adriana, and I started Plexus about 2.5 years ago. I am currently working as an RN at a hospital on the med-surg floor. And I have 6 years as a nurse. I started my first job there. So it's very exciting to start working as a nurse. But one thing I didn't think about until 2.5 years ago was my own health and how I can feel my best to help those around me. I think in this profession, we are so used to giving everything to others, even our family members, that we forget we need something for ourselves to help us. I had my first son and I felt so bloated all the time, even with healthy eating. I wasn't happy for some reason, which I wasn't sure why. And I wanted to try these supplements specifically for the bloating, because I did hear it helped with that. And also maybe try to get my husband into this. So I ordered it. I didn't know how I was going to pay for it the next month, but I gave it a try. And with the first month, I definitely felt the bloating gone. I was always, especially in the hospital, we have the Starbucks, the coffee. A lot of nurses are getting coffee. And I don't like black coffee. I always like sugar. So my go-to was white mochas and a donut with that. So I felt good at that time, but then I just felt crappy the whole day. And with Plexus, I use my active pink drink. I don't crave, even when I'm home, I don't crave those cookies that I used to. And that's great. I feel energized, and I still currently am on my third pregnancy, which this second time around I'm using Plexus like my last one, and I have felt a difference with that too. I don't have the sciatica nerve pain that I used to have with my first one. I don't have the swelling. Of course, I still feel tired days here and there, but overall, I feel great and pretty excited to keep using this after and during breastfeeding. Another thing that Plexus has helped me with is incorporating better nutrition for my kids. My son is now 5, and he's even catching on onto these smoothies, the shakes that I make, the pink drink. And I think that's great, just getting him a head start and to a healthier lifestyle. And as well, just helping other people, nurses, kind of get the feel for this and see if it's something that they like.
Yeah. So since you're in your third pregnancy, what products are you using this time?
So I've always used the triplex, and I use the triplex, I use the active, and then I use here and there the protein shake right now and the collagen. But I'm going to incorporate more shakes after having the baby, and
Yeah.
yeah, but definitely always a triplex.
For sure. That is all. I think all of us on here, that's like our go-to, never go without triplex lifers here.
Yes.
I always say it's for everyone. Like everybody and their mama and their kids and their husbands need and can use triplex.
Yes.
It is amazing. Thank you so much for sharing. I'm so glad you hopped on.
Yes. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah. And you were nervous, but you did great.
I was nervous. It's the first time I do a live, so
Well, so glad that
step out.
that's good job. Now you can go do a million more.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll move over to Cynthia. She is also a nurse. And Cynthia, if you don't mind telling us like where you're from and then what type of nursing do you currently do?
Okay, so I'm in Northwest Arkansas. I saw somebody was from Louisiana. I'm originally from Louisiana, but I've been in Northwest Arkansas or in Arkansas a very long time. I am a registered nurse. ER is my specialty, stroke is my specialty, but I'm also a nurse educator and currently working as a nursing instructor and then working in the ER as well. I was introduced to Plexus by a friend, I think in 2018. But I didn't really know what to take. And I just said, well, what do you think I should take? And at the time I was trying to kind of just get a little bit healthier, but just didn't have a lot of time to focus on it. So I sampled a couple things. I don't even know what they were. I didn't do the triplex or anything and just wasn't consistent with it. But I kind of had it in the back of my mind. And then right about the time COVID was hitting in March 2020, I just thought, I want to just boost my immune system. At the time, I was working at 3 different facilities and taking care of COVID patients. And so I just wanted to really boost my immunity. I had not been feeling well. I was fatigued. I had restless leg. I had heartburn, which was new for me. I was having around my cycle, I would get these awful hormonal migraine headaches. I would have the most intense breast pain, like I was nursing a baby, and I hadn't done that in 20 years, so it was like, what's going on? So I was having these huge fluctuations with blood sugar, and I knew that was contributing to my fatigue. So another friend that I worked with was taking it. She was actually a science teacher, and she suggested it to me and said, why don't you just try the triplex? And at that time, I just was really, we were working or quarantining, right? And so I had a lot more time than I normally did and wasn't doing anything extra and had time to more dig in and focus and really dig into the products and watching, videos. And I was on the Plexus information page, and I had been kind of watching the stories through there for probably 6 months or a year. Every time somebody would post a testimony, I was just like, wow, every condition somebody has, Plexus has helped them with that. And so that was fascinating to me as a nurse, and especially in the emergency department, we see a wide gamut of all kinds of problems, people of all ages. And I was seeing these stories after stories of people that were just being really helped and getting healthier no matter what their issue was. And one night I was flipping through the stories, and somebody posted their symptoms that Plexus helped with, and they were all the symptoms I was having. And I showed it to my husband. And I'm sure he was tired of me too, right? Because I'm fatigued. I'm like coming home from work and crashing and exhausted on my days off and moody and all that. And he's like, I'll buy it for you. So I felt like that was my okay. And so I ordered it, and I've never turned back. And so that was March of 2020. I started with triplex. And I mean, within a few weeks, I felt so much better. And then I added VitaBiome. And VitaBiome was a game changer for me also. I realized that I was having anxiety every day, but it was my normal. I didn't realize I was having anxiety until it was gone. And so that really helped to heal my gut, with that regard. But I didn't have restless leg anymore. I started sleeping through the night. The longer I was on everything, the better I felt. And let me tell you, consistency has been the absolute key for me. And, you know, friends that have tried it and then they kind of wax and wane like I had done in the past. I know that's part of the thing because I was so committed that I took it with me everywhere. You know, I was taking all the vitamins and stuff to boost my immunity because I knew I was exposed to COVID. But I was also taking Plexus with me everywhere. And so I had my everything in my purse so I would never forget. I knew if I had it with me, I'd put some at the bedside. You know, I knew I would take it every day. And that was huge for me. I was having some symptoms, not really constipation, but more irritable bowel type symptoms. And so that, you know, was taken care of. My breast pain again around my cycle went away. So I don't have, you know, tender breast during my cycle anymore, which was huge. My hormone headaches went away. And I think that was when I started adding the X Factor Plus in, because there was a month or so where I had tried something different and forgot to, and I swapped those out. And then I realized my headache came back. And once I introduced the X Factor Plus in, my headache went away. Now I take Mega X, you know, like I said, I specialize kind of in stroke care and stroke prevention and do a lot of education with that. And omegas are huge for us as women to prevent against so many things, but for people in general, and having plant-based omegas, it helps with blood pressure and heart and all of that. And so I love Mega X. And, you know, when we get our perk points, if you're, you know, an ambassador, you get your perk points. And so I'll use my perk points to try something new. And then I'm hooked on that too. And so like anything I try, I get hooked on because I love it. So I love all the lean. I love the active, as Andrea said. I mean, I love the active. I got the greens, and I like to mix the greens with my active and a slim. I feel like it kind of cuts the sweetness out of everything. But I just, everything I try, I love. And I dig into it, and I study gut health, and I study all the products, and I look up all the different things, and I just love it. You know, even before I was a nurse, I loved health and being healthy and prevention, and, you know, studying. And then even as a nurse, you know, they don't really teach about that in nursing school. They don't really, you know, there's a lot that we learn, but in medicine, they don't teach about the importance of gut health. They don't teach about it for doctors. They don't teach about it for nurses. And so there's just so much connected to it, and it's impacted my whole family. My husband is hooked on Plexus. My daughter, when she was nursing and had a young toddler, the baby and the toddler were having problems with constipation. And so she started taking the pink drink, nursing, and that took care of the baby's constipation. And then getting the kids Plexus, you know, for our little toddler, and that took care of it for her. So I love it for my grandbabies. Is there anything better than grandbabies? For those of you that have grandbabies, you all that have children are wonderful. I love them. I have 4, but let me tell you, I have 5 grandbabies, and they're just a little bit sweeter than children somehow. I don't know. But I love it for my family. My mom's hooked on Plexus, so she's been taking almost as long as I have. And it, you know, she had a history of transient ischemic attacks, or TIAs, little mini strokes. And so her health is really important to me. And she's had, you know, better cholesterol. She's lost weight, just gotten so much healthier just being on Plexus. And they are retired, and they have a horse ranch. And so she's busy, and she has a lot to do. And they had an episode last year where a couple of the horses that were about to give birth had some medical issues, and they were up all night long. And she told me if it had not been for Plexus, I don't think I could have made it through, because it was just so much, you know. And it's just been so life changing. I mean, I know there's probably symptoms that I had that I've forgotten to tell you all about, but if there was anything I could say, is trust your friends. If you have a friend that's inviting you to try Plexus, try it. And consistency. Consistency is the key. We know that it takes 60 days at least to change that gut microbiome. You know, it is absolutely life-changing, and it helps get rid of the fatigue, and then makes you want to exercise, and it helps get rid of those sugar cravings, and makes it easy to walk away from the cookies, like somebody said, you know, passing by. I feel like it just helps us make extra healthy choices. Like, it's just this great tool that is life-changing. And we see over and over people say, you know, prevention, not prescription. And I had to come to a point where I think as women too, we really struggle with putting ourselves first. You know, we feel guilty if we take time out and do things for ourselves. what better can we invest in than our health? Not only for us, for health and longevity, for quality of life, not just living long, but absolute having quality and being able to do the things we want to do and chase little grandbabies around and, all kinds of things. And, but it's just absolutely, it's life changing, and it's meant so much to me. And there's nothing better we can do than invest in ourselves. It's the absolute best investment. And I'm not a salesperson, and I was nervous about, sharing with my friends. I didn't want to make them uncomfortable. I didn't know how to do that. I'm an introvert. But because I'm so passionate about health, and because I know what it's done in my life, it's really been easy to share, not being pushy, but just trying to share and say, this could really change things for you. And it's hard when you see your friends struggling with stuff, because their lives could be completely different, if they would, try Plexus and be consistent. So I just try to support and share, but it's just been life changing. I can't imagine going without it. I had COVID last year, and my immune system was so strong, y'all, when I got it. And I didn't get it from the 3 different facilities that I was working at taking care of COVID patients. I got it from my college boy who came home asymptomatic, and never had symptoms, but I got it. But it was like my lymph system in my neck locked it down. I didn't have any other symptoms. And I knew it was, from Plexus making my gut microbiome, which we know now there were studies done in Europe, and they studied the gut microbiome of COVID patients, and those that were severely sick did not have healthy microbiome. And so it makes such a difference. We know our biggest immunity is in our gut. It's so very important. And, just knowing the science of it, and just knowing how good I feel, those things just go perfectly together. So I'm sorry if I took up too much time, but I just love it. I love what it's done in my life. And it's just absolutely life changing. I appreciate it so much, because our lives are busy, and there's so many things. Last semester I was still working 2 jobs and taking classes for school and stuff, and so I was working about 70 hours a week and trying to do schoolwork too. And I would post, I'm like up at 3 a.m. with my little active. Had it not been for Plexus, I would not have made it through the semester. And so I'm just so thankful for it. It's just absolutely life changing, and I love what it's done for my family and my friends.
Thank you. That was amazing. And I was going to say the same thing about just being a nurse and being in school. I didn't know anything about gut health and what it was related to and how important it is to take care of it until I started Plexus.
Yes.
And it's not talked about, and most people don't realize there's a problem until it's too far gone, and then it's treating the symptoms and treating the problem. We can't go back and prevent what's already there. So I'm right there with you. Like, it's just, I learn something new every day that Plexus helps people with. I love hearing these testimonies. I love reading through them, because I'm just amazed every single day at the different ways that people use it and the different regimens they use for different diseases. I really don't think there's anything out there that Plexus can't touch. I'm just convinced now that when you fix that gut, everything else just really falls into place. Yes, thank you so much for sharing. You are a busy lady. Very busy.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Thanks for inviting me. I really appreciate it.
Yes, thank you. Brittany, how much time do we have left?
I think we've got less than 10 minutes now.
Okay.
You want to do a draw a winner?
Yeah.
Okay, go for it.
Who do we have on here?
And what are they winning? We said Target gift card, right?
Yes, they are winning a Target gift card. Go spoil yourself. How about Jessica Gunning? I think that's how you say that.
Yay.
So Jessica, I was trying to look through the chat. Who invited you? Marissa. Okay.
Yep.
If you will send Marissa your email address, we will get you a gift card sent over.
Aw,
So
thank
that is
you.
fun.
Yeah, you are amazing. I listen to that all day.
It's so easy listening to testimonies. We could, like Cynthia was saying, we could read testimony after testimony and listen to testimony after testimony. And it's those why should you plexus videos are, I could listen to them
Yeah.
all day long. They're so
Yeah.
amazing. So
Yeah. I know. It's like just when you think that, like, man, I have this story and it's so unique, you're like, oh, wait, there's so many other people that have the same exact story. Like, so much fatigue, so many issues. I'm in healthcare too, so it really works. It's amazing.
yay.
It really does. I know you try to convince people all the time and they just don't believe it until they use it.
And the
I know.
biggest thing
Sure.
that I get too is and it's mostly from coming from people that were hesitant to try it for so long. Then they try it and they fall in love with it. And they're like, oh, I'm so mad at myself for not starting
Yeah.
sooner. That's their
Yeah,
biggest regret. I'm so mad. Like Marissa told me no like 500 times. And then now she like cannot go a day without it. I told Marla, who was on here, no several times. I ignored messages. Like Alyssa followed Marissa's story forever before she jumped on. And we all are like, oh, wish we had this so much sooner. Wish I had it during my first pregnancy. So
yes, that's what I was just
yeah.
about to say. Maybe I wouldn't have been swollen and had high blood pressure.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I think about all the time I wish I'd had it, 8 years ago when my children were teenagers. What a different household we would have had. Because I feel like I had a lot of mood swings and stuff that was related to blood sugar, a little bit more impatience and definitely not having, the energy. What a difference. And so I love when I hear, moms and young moms that are on it. I'm just like, this is the best thing ever because it's going to be life changing for you. And you get to start that pattern with your kids. And it's just amazing. I mean, between my mom, myself, and my daughter, so there's 3 generations of us and my grandbabies. And it just feels like such a blessing to have that added health, just life changing.
And we all know if mama ain't happy and nobody happy.
You got it, sister.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for hopping on. Like I said earlier, I recorded this. So if you had anybody that were not able to hop on, I'll be posting the recording here shortly. So Jessica, make sure you send Marissa your email so we can get you your gift card sent out. And thanks again for everybody for hopping on and giving your testimony. We'll talk to you guys later.
Thank y'all.
Bye.
Bye.